Today I am going to teach you project management topic, which is in management course, in rural management course, you have to study. So project management looks very new for you all students, and this very word has come from engineering field, you must know. And now you will surprised to know that why this project management word is coming here. But in the first time this word was used in the year 1950 in engineering field and industrial field, you say. But gradually this become the fashion in a discipline, it comes to fashion, become a fashion, and in every discipline this project management term being used. So in rural management also this term came, but first of all we must know that what we mean by project management or the word project, because without knowing the project, the meaning of project, we can't move away, and it will be very difficult for us, because always we will think that project, what is management. So we must know what is project. We must know what is project first. परियोजना क्या है? प्रोजेक्ट मीन्स परियोजना इन हिंदी. और इस फील्ड में, इन द रूरल डेवलपमेंट फील्ड, दिस वर्ड विल ऑलवेज कम, एंड सो द मीनिंग मस्ट बी क्लियर टू यू ऑल. व्हाट इज प्रोजेक्ट? I think project is a micro level intervention on any social issue. Micro level intervention. On any social issue. Now the question arises that what is micro? You might be understand that micro means small. So intervention here means that any issue, social issue, and say dowry system, illiteracy, women's empowerment, all are issues to convey or to intervene to bring the changes in the life of rural women or rural people. So this type of intervention at the very small level, say in 5 villages, if you want to change or want to bring improvement in the women's status, then we will prepare a project, and that is called project or pariyojana. So this is why micro level intervention on any social issue is called a project. Is it clear to all? Now the question arises, and must be clarified, that project, and then again comes a new word called program. People sometimes interchangeably use this word, project and program, but there is some difference. Mind it and remember it, because micro level intervention, if say in 5 villages there is one project we have implemented for women empowerment, and if that project is successful, then again we can implement that project in another block in 5 villages, another area, and if that remains success, then again we go multiplying it, and if we find that everywhere this project is being successful, then we can plan for block level or district level. At that purpose, that project will be implemented on a macro level, and when the macro level program will be implemented, project will be implemented, sorry, then that project will become program. So, micro level intervention on any social issue is a project, and macro level intervention on a project is called program. For example, integrated child development program. First of all, it was implemented in selected blocks, and when it gets success, then all over the country this project was implemented, and now it has become one of the program of the Government of India. Is it clear? Project and program. Now the question arises, what is the features of projects? What are the features of projects? Project, in short, if you say, project is time bound, area is fixed, target group is fixed, resources is fixed, time is fixed, everything is fixed. But we must study this in detail, that what are the main features of projects. So, let us start now study what are the features of any project. First of all, any project which we are going to implement is unique in nature. First, if you see here, uniqueness, because general projects are not implemented. So, some unique project which is very unique, जो बिल्कुल दुर्लभ हो. For example, women's empowerment in 5 villages of a particular area. How to improve landless women for economic activity and to enhance their socio-economic activities. So, these type of projects are called unique projects. So, projects are generally of unique in nature, first. Second one is objective oriented, because any project which we are going to implement must be objective oriented, otherwise it will make no sense. Objective is must, for what purpose certain project is being implemented. And third one is objective planning, then data. Data means all the information there must be there. So, any project has, for whatever project we are going to implement, it must be some authentic data, information, there must be some. Then in any project there is a life cycle, because project is not for long period, na? It is always short period. Project usually starts from 3 months to year, 3 months to 6 months, 6 months to 1 year, or maybe maximum 3 years. So, project life is, duration is fixed. So, it must be, there is life cycle, that if the project starts from 1st April 1919 and ends at 31st December 1991. So, this type of fixed is there, fixed and then. Target group, the project must be a specific target group. Target we must, because where we are going to implement this project, where is the target, what is the target? Target must be fixed. Then comes to fixed time, same thing, because any project cannot be run for the long time, because already we said that project is a small time intervention, say 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, whatever be, but it is fixed, time is fixed. Then fixed use of resources, whatever resource is there, budget is there, that is also fixed, that cannot be changed in between the project time. Then project team, there must be a project team, because who will implement that project, that team is fixed, that how many people are working in that project is already fixed. So, this is also one of the features of projects. Then comes to unanticipated risk. In any project, unanticipated risk is generally seen. Now question arises, what is unanticipated risk? Unanticipated risk means whatever objective and whatever purpose of the project is, but at last we found that some new objective has come or some new result has come, and that is called unanticipated. For example, if you want to empower women for the economic benefit, and we have different activities to make them empower women to improve the socio-economic status, but at the end of the project we found that this objective has not been achieved, but another objective has been achieved, that the child literacy has increased, because all the women are not very much empowered, but the result is that the ratio of children's education has increased. So this is called unanticipated result. Then comes to evaluation of the use of scientific method. In any project, use of scientific method must, because project is first conceptualized, then we identify the area where to project, and everything is fixed, person is fixed, agency is fixed, who will do what. So the time and use of scientific method is used in this project, any project, and this is why first planning, first identification of problem, then planning, then implementation, and then evaluation. So the scientific process is going on, and this is called project. Next is evaluation of the project, because any project which has completed its duration must be evaluated, otherwise project has no sense, whether the objective of the project has been achieved or not. So these are the main features of projects. I think you have understood what is project and what are its main features. Now we will study that what is the difference between the rural projects, development projects, and social projects. These all three things, rural, social, and development, are same thing. And industrial projects and rural projects. So if you want to know, because sometimes question arises that what is industrial project, what is the purpose of industrial project, what is rural project, what is the purpose of rural project. So this confusion arises. So now we will study or come to know or try to know that what is the major difference between the social projects or development projects or industrial projects. Between developmental or social project and industrial project, because one must know what is the difference between social project and industrial project. First of all, you know that social project deals with living things or human being, whereas industrial projects deals with non-living like machine, capital, like that. So first social projects are, social deals with the human beings, whereas industrial projects deals with non-living things, because they produce capital goods or produce something to earn money. But here this is the major difference. And second difference is industrial projects are profit oriented, whereas the social projects are non-profit. Social projects are non-profit. Here profit oriented. Third one, in social projects there is so much flexibility that is not fixed, because what happens, if the same resource and same time is used in certain village, the result will come, and at the same time if the same resource is used in another village, other area, the result comes more, though there is flexibility. Because in one village, if someone is working, then he may get result within 10 days, but in another village it may take 3 months. So there is flexibility. But in industrial project, everything is fixed. Whatever capital input output is fixed. Whatever input you put, output will be fixed. So there is no change. So it is said that industrial projects are profit oriented and social projects are non-profit oriented, and industrial projects are not flexible, that is fixed. Fourth one, if you see here, social blueprint approach. Here blueprint approach is adopted, whereas in social project process oriented. This is the major difference. In industrial project, cost benefit derivables can easily be calculated, whereas in social projects it is very difficult. So these are the major difference between social projects and industrial projects. Or further, if you think over, this is not the end of this, it can also go higher. If you think more, then you get that there are some more difference are there. Now I think up to this you go, and next class we will take some other topics.